is like my warm-up apparently. I'm drawn all today. I'm just using this real quick for color. Borzicado. Alright, so I don't know what this is. It looks like a weird, cute Batman. It's all that Bruce Timm stuff I was looking at, I guess. Okay, so I myself am pretty saturated. So, you know, I'm usually on this spectrum of the color wheel. Okay, so like, let's say I do this, right? It feels too saturated, right? And it's because you have this balance of white and just hot pink. So it feels very saturated. It's all about, what affects your color balance is actually all the colors in general. So when you're talking about balance, you're talking about all the colors. What makes this seem really saturated is the fact that it's just pink and white. It feels very, very saturated. It's that whole thing about color theory. If you guys don't know color theory, you should really look into it. I myself am still brushing up on my color theory. I'm still just kind of like, yeah, pick colors. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, so actually, this is a good example. So, you know, you have your simple character, just pink eyes, white fur. I don't know what this thing. You know, it's gonna be funny. I'm like, I don't know what this thing is. Hey Nick, can you make a comic of that weird character you added color to? It's like, what? Really? It'd be like Gigi all over again. Like, that was just supposed to be a practice character. No, you gotta make a whole comic now. Oh. Alright. So this is kind of like the whole color theory. You can tell this is like too saturated, even on this background. It's too saturated. So it's all about just like bringing it down a little bit so it's not. See, boom. That feels better, right? Like comparing the two. This is like too saturated. This is fine. It's just balancing the colors as a whole. Like all your colors that you're using for one piece. Like, that's gonna be too saturated. Too sat. That's better. I don't know. It's stuff like that. It's the color balance comes from everything as a whole. You'll see that it's too saturated when you start putting in other colors. But it doesn't look bland at all. That's the thing. If you want to make something like, it's also the combination of colors. I'm terrible at explaining color. Sorry. It's just all your color scheme as a whole. Like, you can make this character and it may all seem saturated, but it's because every color you're using is super saturated. You want to kind of mix it so you do have like a combo of saturated and, you know, a little more what they might call pastel or just like non-saturated, just like plain colors to just balance it out. It's like if you make something too sweet, it's because you put in too much sugar. Like, I could easily make this too saturated by keeping everything in this same realm of color. But I just need to move to the other parts of the, you know, the color to make sure it's not all saturated. Because saturated is basically in this corner right here. That's all all these colors are saturated. You just kind of want to balance it with a little bit of not saturated. So that it, you know, it's just not too crazy. I don't know. It's kind of like whenever I do bright colored characters in the face, I tend to give them gray color scheme for clothing. Just to balance it out a little bit. Not so crazy. Not too much. It's not too much of a good thing. So like, let's say if I, you know, was drawing a shirt or something, I would balance it more out. Man, I'm terrible. I need to actually take like, I'm explaining it to you guys better with actual terms. Okay, so like, I could go crazy and be like, keep everything super saturated, wow! But like, this is too much. It's like too much. One, because my eye is now going to the shirt instead of where I want it to go, the face. Stuff like this. Trying not to copy that over. What layer is this on? What layer are you on? Okay. Oh, it was on the eye layer! No! Ugh, same layer again, huh? Oh, come on. Come on. killing me, Larry. Hey, where'd your shirt go? What layer are you on? Alright, we're doing this. We're doing this. Doing it like that, huh? Also, for the record, don't ever feel bad of talking to your drawings. I do it all the time. What is this? What is this? Yeah, so I tend to, when I do bright colors, I try to balance it so it's not all saturated. Try to tone it down. I want your eye to go to the face, so that's where I want to lead you. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to look here. So, I tend to balance everything by, you know, keeping it not all saturated. So, like, you can see the difference. Like, my eye goes here, which is a problem. When you want it to go to the face is where the character's talking. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I balance my color. I just don't make it all saturated. I kind of, like, balance it. Kind of like in the name, I don't know, I just balance it out. But yeah, you can totally have stuff saturated. It's just, honestly, if it feels too saturated, bring down the, it's not brightness, probably the contrast. Bring down the contrast a little more. But, yeah, because preschool shows are pretty saturated. I think every kid's property you'll see will be saturated. That's what gets kids to look at it. Hopefully that made sense. I know I'm just kind of winging that one. I'm not the best color person. I need to hire a color person. I need to hire someone who does color. What layer are you on? What is your problem? Layers is... Oh, there's a whole bunch of other layers I missed. Right, wrong. Let's see. Do you think